Rochester Zebras in their home whites, the Winamac Warriors in their road maroons. Tony Stasiak, I'm David Musselman. Rochester will go right to left. Winamac obviously left to right. It'll be McGee and Bennett to jump center for those quads. Here we go. We are ready for action in the varsity contest. The tip is up and controlled by Wilson Lee and the Rochester Zebras. That was almost an over and back to start the game.
A lot of muscle in the center circle.
Oh, boy. And they're going to muscle it up down low already as McGee and Bennett banging down low. Now Bennett has on the right wing. Outside to Holland, fakes his shot, gives to Reinhold. Jordan Reinhold with the basketball on the right wing for the Rochester Zebras against the man-to-man defense to Bennett between the rings, left side of Wilson Lee. Lee with the basketball, top to Holland, fakes the three, drives into the left elbow extended, and has his pass tipped out of bounds by DeGroot, and it's going to stay with Rochester right in front of the Winamac bench.
A couple interesting matchups to be looked at is, how does Winamac guard Alec Holland? Where does he get shots from? Are they playing help defense? Looks like they've got the freshman Calvin Larkin against Wilson Lee.
And Lee has it, top to Bennett. Right wing to Reinhold. Jordan stands and directs traffic. Drives it left in the paint. And the seam pass down low to Bennett, I believe, was out of bounds. And it'll go back to Winamac for the first time tonight.
Jordan got a couple assists like that the other night. He didn't look to shoot as much against Plymouth, but that was that little drop, the bounce pass down the doorstep. And Alec, I think, was cutting to the three-point line and turned and looked. He could have had a layup.
Dotwich goes to the basket, outside to DeGroot. His three is an air ball, but the offensive rebounded by DeGroot. His putback's no good, but a foul coming on Rochester, and that's going to send Derek Dotwich to the line to shoot two for the Warriors. Oh, Jordan Reinhold comes out limping on his right leg.
He picked up the foul as well. It's going to be his first, team's first.
So Derek Dotwich at the line for two, the 6'3" senior. Fires the first one, it's good.
That's an important matchup as well because with Alec kind of gimpy on that knee, you would think he would probably guard Dotlich at all things being considered, but without him being able to be a full go, Jordan takes the assignment, and if he's got to stay healthy because he's the next best athlete we got to guard him.
The southpaw makes two, and the Warriors lead 2-0 with a minute gone here in the first quarter. Holland through the center circle. He works against Jack DeGroot on the left wing now, top of the key to Gavin Bennett, now right side of Reinhold. Jordan holds about 6 feet behind the three-point line, loses the handle out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say last touch by Jordan as Luke Pugh got a hand in there and knocked it off the hand of Jordan Reinhold, and it goes back to Winamac. Dotwich runs the point for the Warriors, leading 2-0 through the center circle. Rochester in a man-to-man defense. Dotwich top of the key between the rings, now drives high to the left side. Between the legs dribble, now passes to the top to DeGroot. Jack with the basketball, crossover dribble, goes in the paint, kicks it outside to Pugh. Pugh, jump pass to the near side, make that Larkin. Outside to Dotwich, no good. Offensive rebound for McGee. Down low to DeGroot. He puts it up and in from 2 foot in, and it's 4-0. Another offensive rebound for Winamac. And now Jordan Reinhold travels.
2 big stats, 2 offensive rebounds given up by the Zebras and 2 turnovers, and we haven't even played 2 minutes. That trend continues. It's going to be a long night. But that's something, especially playing man-to-man, you hate to give that up because you know who you're supposed to be blocking out on the defensive end.
And quickly, Rochester will go to their bench as Zach Deshawn will come in for the first time tonight at the next dead ball. Pugh with the basketball. Pugh drives it right on the baseline to DeGroot. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Knotts. Knotts dribbles away from traffic. And now cross court to Reinhold. Jordan across the timeline right for the Zebras. A set shot between the rings. And he works against Luke Pugh. Crossover dribble, works in the paint. Floater on the way. The teardrop shot, no good. Bit of the rebound. The putback is partially blocked by McGee. And now we're going to have a reach in by the Zebras. And it'll be Winamac basketball leading 4-0 with 5:44 to play in the first quarter.
Foul could have been either of those two. Fortunately for the Zebras, it was called on A.J. Knotts, or else that would have been 2 on Jordan. Zach Deshawn's going to check in for Knotts.
Yep.
Sorry, didn't mean
that's right. 5:44 to play. First quarter, 4-0 Winamac. The Warriors with the basketball going to our right. DeGroot runs a point against Jordan Reinhold. Works him to the right side. Gets a big screen from McGee. His pull-up three-pointer, no good. And the defensive rebound to Reinhold. Jordan pushes. Cross-court pass to Holland. His three, left wing on the way, is off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped around. Deshawn comes out of there with it. Now to Holland, swings left side to Lee. Wilson Lee with the basketball. Now to high on the right side to Reinhold. Behind the arc to Holland on the right side. Holland now backs it out to the volleyball line. Middle of the floor, now drives it left. Kicks it to Gavin Bennett on the right wing. Now to Deshawn. Sean on the left side of the floor for Rochester to Wilson Lee with 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Winamac up 4-0. Bounce pass to Holland.
Looks like Zebras have Gavin Bennett flashing across the middle. They just haven't gotten the ball. I think you got to get him some paint touches. If nothing else, if he doesn't score, he can play inside out, just passing across the perimeter and not getting many good looks.
Jordan Reinhold jumper from the free throw line, no good. Ball being tipped around. The loose ball rebound comes down to Pugh and Winamac, and now to DeGroot. Quickly right side to Larkin. The freshman's three is no good. Rebound to Holland. Alec runs for Rochester our left and almost has his pocket picked from behind, but DeGroot knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with Rochester underneath their own basket. A.J. Knotts will come back into the game with 4:36 to play in the first quarter, and A.J. will replace Alec Holland for the Rochester Zebras. And now Coach Johnson will go to his bench, and we'll bring in Maverick Schultz, a 6-foot senior for the Warriors. And coming out will be DeGroot.
I think since DeGroot's in charge of guarding Alec, when Alec leaves the game, DeGroot's going to get a couple breather, keep him rested.
Yep.
Alec Collins still gets a lot of respect from other coaches.
Even with the bum knee, yeah, you're right. Reinhold, before the pass is put in play, I believe, Dotlich will run through the screen and pick up a foul.
Yep, his first team first. Like I said, see if the Zebras can't get Gavin Bent some paint touches. He's posting up really strong, and McGee's really playing behind. If nothing else, he might be able to kick back out, but give him some looks inside because the perimeter game's not getting many shots.
A.J. Knotts, high off the glass, no good. Gavin Bent with the rebound. Down low to Reinhold. He's fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot two. And he and McGee already jawing at each other.
Good preventative officiating. At least trying to say something to him.
Yeah, we're pretty early into this game.
Yeah.
So Jordan Reinhold will go to the line to shoot two. Rochester up 4-0 with 4:25 to play in the first quarter here at Rochester High School.
McGee's first, team second.
Well, Maverick is going to come out because his nose is bleeding all over the place. Still bleeding. And Coach Johnson will bring in Caleb Smith, a 6'1 junior. And now Winamac will use a timeout. It will be a 30. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI. Back at Rochester High School, well, their blood is being being cleaned up off the floor. Maverick went straight back to the locker room, and neither team, Tony, was charged for a timeout there. That was an official timeout to clean up the blood, so neither team charged with the timeout, but It'll be 4:25 to play in the first quarter. The Winamac Warriors leading 4-0.
Yeah, we've got some girls finals. This must be a heavy night for boys-girls doubleheader. We have 4 girls finals already. We've got South Bend St. Joe 89, South Bend Riley 17, Mishawaka Marion 59, New Prairie 26, John Glenn 62, Bremen 48, South Bend Washington 60, Jimtown 39, all finals. So heavy night up north of boy-girls doubleheaders, and interesting that John Glenn team's pretty young and they seem to found their legs. They lost a few games early and they seem to hit their stride a little bit.
Well, that's a big win. 20 points over Bremen. That's a big deal.
Yeah, Bremen's a team that I thought would be better that hasn't. Michaela Boxer, returning guard, missed some games early, but she's back now and they just can't seem to find it.
Huh. Yeah, that's not even close. Jordan Reinhold hits the first one. Second one for the sophomore is good. Golden State Warriors lead the Pacers by 20.
Here's the big news of the day for you.
Okay.
Ben Zobrist to Chicago Cubs, 4 years, $56 million.
Who?
Ben Zobrist.
Okay.
Outfield, infield.
Yeah, I know that they were trying to get him.
Yeah, that's good.
Heart of the basket is Pugh. And Luke Pugh puts it in for 2. And it's 6-2 Winamac.
I know at that last injury timeout, Coach Bailey, Coach Reinhold both trying to tell the guys, hey, get some inside game going and then open some stuff on the outside. Zebra's spending too much time passing around the perimeter, haven't gotten the ball inside very much at all.
Speaking of inside, Bennett and Perez both in the game right now for Rochester.
And this was a good look against Plymouth the other night, so you got to get him some post feeds to get him in the game though.
Dowlich gives a loose ball, rebound, goes to the basket, the teardrop shot off the back of the rim, no good. McGee flies in for the rebound. He puts it back up off the glass, and it's good. Man, he is a load.
Yeah, he gets that offensive rebound and gets going. You're not going to stop him unless you're going to hang on his arm, and even then you still might not.
8-2 Winamac. Reinhold runs the point for the Rochester Zebras, high on the right side. Swings left wing to Deshaun. Deshaun travels as he drives to the baseline. It'll go back to Winamac as DeGroote comes back in for Rochester, as does Alec Holland. DeGroote comes back in for Winamac, and Rochester's Alec Holland comes back in, and Jordan Reinhold to sit. I believe Larkin to sit for Winamac.
Yep.
Tony Stasiak, I'm David Musselman. 3:10 to play in the first quarter. DeGroote with the basketball against Holland. Left elbow, outside to Pugh. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line. There's an air ball, and it goes out of bounds and go back to Rochester.
The Zebras got to try to find some offensive rhythm here. They're not being pressed. It's just straight up man-to-man, but we're 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Zebras have 5 turnovers, only 2 points, and both those came from the free throw line.
8-2 Winamac, 3 minutes to play. First quarter, Bennett drives hard against McGee, cut off on the baseline, and then turns the basketball over. Pugh has it, now he pushes for Winamac, ahead to DeGroote. Jack DeGroote hesitates and drives the baseline, cut off by A.J. Notch, jump pass. Raw pass to Dowlich, and he is fouled on the shot. That pass coming from Smith, and Derek Dowlich will go back to the line to shoot 2 for the Warriors.
That's going to be Knox's second, team's third. Dowlich goes to the line for the second time. He's perfect so far, 2 for 2.
2:42 to play, first quarter. Winamac up 8-2. Dowlich has 2. The first one by the senior is good, and he'll have one more.
One thing about the Zobrist signing, don't be surprised if Castro's gone soon.
Well, I think a lot of Cubs fans, including yourself, have been hollering about that for a while, haven't they?
I was very impressed with how he responded and made that run in second stretch, but I think Zobrist is more comfortable at second. He can play some outfield, but I'm hearing, there's some rumors going to the Yankees, maybe for an Andrew Miller. How about Castro for Andrew Miller bullpen arm? That's been discussed.
What about a third or fourth starter? Second one by Dowlich is good. Full court press now by the Warriors. Deshaun gets it into Holland. Quickly to Wilson Lee, over the top of the defense to Bennett. Bennett drives. Jump pass down low to Perez, and then Perez has his first 2 of the game. Good look by Bennett.
Yeah, 2 postmen working together. If the guards can't get it to him, the post guys will take care of it themselves.
Dowlich for 3, in and out, no good. And the rebound to Deshaun. Zach Deshaun fills the middle of the floor. Bounce pass to Holland. Fakes a 3. Pulls back for a 3. Too long. McGee with another rebound. It's knocked out of bounds by Rochester. Now we go back to Winamac. They lead by 6.
He missed the shot, but the thing I'm impressed on that move is Alec Holland did the shot fake, because they've been trying to chase him off that line all year long. If he can show the shot fake, defenses are going to fly by him because they're not going to think he's going to put on the ground. If he can at least do the shot fake, one dribble, and still load that 3, he'll get a lot more looks that way.
Exactly. Ball's tipped away, but right back into the hands of Pugh. Right elbow now, kicks it out to Dotlich. Dotlich drives it left in the paint, and it opens up, and he goes to the basket to shoot. Nope, they're going to say he's on the floor. He's fouled going to the basket. It'll be out of bounds to Winamac with just under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter with Winamac up 10-4.
Gavin's first, team's fourth. You know, that's one thing. Dotlich, you can tell there, there's no intention of pass or anything else. If the guys on the help side can take a charge, I think it's there if they'll just look for it.
McGee, jumper over Gavin Bennett goes in. Colin McGee has 4, and it's 12-4 Winamac with 1:44 to play in the first quarter. Zach a shot high on the right side against Pugh. Clark's to the middle of the floor. Now on the left elbow. Kicks it out to Holland. Alec drives the left baseline. His teardrop shot no good. McGee with another rebound. He gives off to DeGroot. DeGroot loses the ball to Perez, and he loses the ball. And right into the hands of Pugh. Gives to Dotlich. Dotlich crossover dribble in the paint. Goes to the basket hard. Pull-up jumper's good. I'm not sure if you give anybody a turnover there.
I think you have to give each team. I think they did have possession as quick as it was. I think you just give them each a turnover.
Maverick is out of the locker room and getting ready to check in after his bloody nose. Minute 5 to play. First quarter, Winamac by 10 at 14-4. Wilson Lee, bounce pass, almost has it stolen by McGee. Picks the loose basketball up, and now McGee is going to be called for the reach-in, and I think that's going to be number 2 on Colin McGee.
Yes, it is. His second, team's third.
And so Maverick will come back into the game. I'm guessing McGee will come. Nope. Pugh will come out.
I think he's going to get Larkin's going to come off the bench and probably go in for McGee.
McGee will come in, and
although I'm not sure, I was going to
sorry, Larkin will come in, and I think McGee will come out. Yeah. I started the play with all 6 of Winamac players on the floor. Beautiful. 14-4 Winamac. Hollow left wing to Wilson Lee. Drives it back to the left wing from the corner. Out of Holland on the baseline. No look pass down low. Is tipped away out of bounds. And you're going to say Smith is the last one to touch it out of bounds. It'll stay with Rochester baseline left.
Winamac just doing a great job of cutting away the zebra space. There's no open cuts, no open looks. Tough sledding for the offense so far.
Ben Perez in the paint, rises up over the defense and gets it to go in.
Except for Ben Perez, he leads them with 4.
14-6, 32 seconds. Dotlich high on the left side to DeGroot. Jack DeGroot, no look past to Maverick. Schultz puts it in for 2. And it's back to a 10-point lead for Winamac with 20 seconds to play in the first period. Rochester will look for the final shot of the quarter. Holland against the double team, backs it out near the timeline with 12. Alec Holland works to the left wing with 10 to Gavin Bennett. Bennett one dribble to Perez with 8. Outside to Holland, long 3 is off the front of the rim, no good. And then the defensive rebound knocked out of bounds by Dowich, and should stay with Rochester with 2.7 to play in the first quarter. Coach Reinhold will use a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI. .7 seconds to play in the first quarter. Winamac leading 16-6. And it'll be Rochester basketball out of bounds right in front of the Winamac bench going to our left.
Interesting, 2.7. I would think you'd want to get the ball to Howland, but he's going to take the ball out of bounds. So maybe a quick inbounds and maybe a kick back to him, or slip in the screen, maybe get something with Bennett and Ben down low.
Howland looking to get it in. Look to get it in around DeGroot. Gets it into Bennett. Bennett with 3. With 3 at the buzzer is no good. After 1, Winamac leads 16-6. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI.
And number 12 in the Zebra line for Winamac, checking in number 12, Hughes.
Going to the second quarter, the Rochester Zebras trails the Winamac Warriors right now 16-6. And Winamac will start the quarter of the basketball. Tony Stasiak, I'm David Musselman, and I'm not sure we saw a three-pointer go down in that corner stage, but Winamac really active in the paint.
They were, they took advantage of some early offensive rebounds. Zebras did a better job as the quarter went on, but they were able to get that inside game going. Zebras struggled, tried their offense was mainly perimeter oriented. They did get the ball a couple times to Ben Perez. He scored both times. That's something I think you'd really look forward to here this quarter, because Ben was able to get some good post moves, and McGee's out with 2 fouls. So if the Zebras want to get back in this game, I think they're going to have to do it inside the paint.
Maverick Schultz with the basketball. High on the right side to Larkin. 16-6, and now we're going to have an illegal screen on Maverick Schultz. Turnover and a foul on Schultz, and it'll go back to Rochester down by 10.
Fourth team foul by the Warriors. Schultz is first. I think he was looking for a little payback for the bloody nose. A little bit of that football mentality still left over, I think, too. And he got his money's worth on that screen, really leaning that shoulder into it.
Ben Perez, leading point scorer in the first quarter, gives to Reinhold. He buries a 3 from downtown.
Hopefully that's a big sign. Jordan didn't look for a shot much, but he's going to have to.
That jumper is no good, but an offensive rebound is knocked out of bounds by... Rochester's going to be the last one to touch it.
No, they're going to call a foul.
Oh!
AJ's third, team's fifth. Looked like both guys were side by side. I don't know where the contact came from.
Larkin will look to get it in for Winamac. Does so to DeGroot. Right wing to...
Double whammy for AJ. He missed the block out and got the foul called on. Maybe that's your penalty for it.
DeGroot on the right wing. Man-to-man defense to Larkin. Larkin drives the baseline. Cut off by Reinhold. Gives in the lane to Smith. Smith rises up over the defense. Off the glass. No good. Ball being tipped around. Whistle. He comes out of there with it. Gives ahead to Reinhold. Jordan Reinhold behind his back dribble on the right wing. Slows up for Rochester. 16-9. Winamac with the lead. Rochester the basketball going to our left. Knotts with the basketball on the wing. Gives to Reinhold. 3 straight away. Good again.
2 in a row for Jordan.
And that 8. Winamac lead is cut to 4. And the ball loose. Reinhold or make that Holland picks it up. Alec, left side of Wilson Lee. Middle of the floor at the free throw line. Outside of Reinhold. Jordan behind the arc on the right wing. Top to Wilson Lee. Now left side to Knotts. AJ bounce pass to Jordan. Jordan on the right wing. Loses his footing, but keeps his dribble. Feeds down low to Knotts, loses the handle. Schultz picks it up and runs. Maverick Schultz, top of the key for Winamac. Works to the left wing. Now it feeds down low to Smith. Back to Schultz. Through his hands, he picks up a loose basketball in the corner. Now to DeGroot, and he turns it over right into the hands of Perez, and he gives to Holland. Holland on the right wing. Now to Reinhold, top of the key. Left side to Wilson. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Alec Holland, long 3 over to DeGroot is no good. And a loose ball rebound is to A.J. Knotts. Knotts outside to Holland. Spot up 3, right wing, no good. Perez with the rebound. Put back is blocked. We're going to have a foul coming on Pugh, and that's going to send Perez to the line to shoot 2.
Going to be Pugh's first, team's fifth. Zebras doing some work, a lot more active. Of course, you make a couple shots, everybody feels better. Jordan's threes kind of jump-started the offense a little bit, but just hustling for loose balls, keeping that ball alive, and a great cross-court look to AJ to get the ball to Alec. And Ben working really hard inside tonight, crashing the boards. Another rebound, put back, and he just makes his first free throw for his 5th point of the night.
And Rochester's cut this lead to 10, from 10 down to 3 with 1 more free throw for Perez coming.
And with McGee still on the bench, now you have that double post game back in because Bennett checks in for Knotts. So you got Perez and Bennett inside. Zebras, with McGee sitting on the bench, you got to keep pounding the ball inside, I think. Continue to go inside out.
I agree.
Even if it's not a post move, get the defense to collapse, and then you can kick out from there.
Second free throw is no good, and the rebound to DeGroot. Jack DeGroot around the defense to Dowlich, who's back in the game. 5:35 to play, first half. Winamac up 16-13. Dowlich against Reinhold. Right side, crossover dribble, takes him to the left elbow, and now we're going to have a foul on Jordan Reinhold, I believe, going to the left.
Jordan's second, team sixth.
Nye comes back into the game. Alec Holland to sit down.
I will say this much, that official is calling the what he told us at the beginning of the year about the hand checks out front. Either one hand multiple times or two hands at any time on the dribbler is supposed to be a foul.
And that's exactly what's happening. You're right. DeGroot's pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound by Pugh. Pugh gives to Dotledge. Runs the baseline. Reverse layup, no good. Wilson Lee skies from the board, rips it down, gives a Nye, pushes ahead to Reinhold. High on the right side. 5:10 to play in the first half. The Warriors by 3. Perez behind the arc on the right wing. Top of the key to Nye. Jacob Nye gives to Bennett in the lane. Turnaround jumper from 10 feet is partially blocked by Schultz. Picked up by Dotledge. Dotledge with the basketball. Left wing, middle of the floor to Schultz. Now right side to DeGroot. And now we're going to have a legal screen again. Is that going to be Schultz again?
I think it is. So Schultz or Dotledge, either one. Yep. Maverick Schultz is second, team 6.
That's the second illegal screen
on
Schultz. Holland comes back into the game for Rochester. Wilson Lee comes out. Larkin comes in, and Schultz comes out for the Warriors.
Both teams have 16 fouls, so we're shooting free throws the rest of the half. Really impressed with the Zebras' way to battle this thing back in.
Yeah.
I mean, you're down 16-6.
Could have cashed it in, you're right.
I mean, Winamac's yet to score. The Zebras outscored them 7-0 already these first not even 3.5 minutes of the fourth.
Holland in the corner, gives to Perez, watches it go right through his hands, picked up by Smith. Smith, the finger roll, no good. The putback is no good by Winamax. Pugh outside to Larkin, 3 left wing, in and out, no good. The putback by DeGroot's no good. Ball being tipped around. It's going to be tipped out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Winamac and Dowledge. It's going to go back to Rochester.
Coach Johnson, Winamac cannot believe how many point-blank looks you just missed on that possession.
You know, we say point-blank sometimes 2 feet.
Right.
That was like 2 inches.
Yeah, that was a tip back when your hands are already above the rim. They missed 2 of those. 2 put-back bunnies that nobody's guarding you.
Coach Reinhold was saying that was goaltending. The ball was in the cylinder. That's how close it was.
You're right.
4:20 to play first half. Winamac up 16-13. Nye travels.
Zebras had 6 turnovers in the first quarter. That's their second of the second. Warriors had 2 turnovers in the first quarter. They've got 2 already here in the second as well.
Larkin gets it in right in front of his own bench and gives to Dotledge. He walks it through the center circle for Rochester. Gavin Bennett now draws the straw and guarding Dotledge. McGee, of course, is on the bench for Winamac with 2 fouls. Larkin around the horn, high on the left side to DeGroot. Gets a pick, rolls it right side. At the elbow, extended right, gives to Dotledge. Dotledge fakes going left. He is a left-handed player. At the free throw line, loses the handle. Nye on the floor. Dotledge picks up the loose basketball. Then he has it tipped away, and Bennett grabs it. Ahead to Perez.
Wow.
Perez, right-handed layup. No good, but we're not going to have a foul at all. Perez was hit hard going to the basket by Smith. No foul called, but out of bounds. It's going to be last touch by Winamac, and it'll stay with Rochester baseline right.
Interesting enough, Gavin Bennett's last couple of years caught the deep passes from a quarterback. He threw that one like a quarterback right on the money to Ben. That was a great look down court from one big man to the next.
Nye will look to get it in. Does so to Bennett. Turnaround jumper blocked from behind by Pugh to Lee. Wilson Lee at the free throw line. No good. Luke Pugh the rebound. Wilson Lee then knocks it away and steals it. Now hands off to Holland. 3.5 to play in the first half. Winamac by 3. Nye down low to Bennett. Backs his way in. Puts up a shot. No good. Gets his own rebound. Blocked from behind again. Perez with the rebound. And put back and blocked. Out of bounds by the Warriors. Rochester will keep possession.
You know, Gavin's getting away from, he's turning away from the basket a little bit. I'd like to see him fake that fade away and come back and get the shoulder squared up and go into the basket. I think when he's fading away, he's letting those smaller athletic guys kind of tip his passes. If he shot fakes that and does the up and under, it goes towards the basket. These guys can't handle him inside on that muscle, but when he fades away to the basket, he's letting those guards block his shot. Because they can jump as high as he can when he's fading away that way.
16-13. Rochester with the lead. I'm sorry, Winamac with the lead. Rochester the ball. Holland has his shot blocked by DeGroot. And then Alec Holland is fouled in the lane. I will have to wait and see. That's going to be whistled again. Is that going to be Dotledge? It is. That's going to be his second.
Yep, Dotledge second, team 7. Glad I'm not keeping block shot stats tonight.
I got a feeling
that block party here.
the Zebras and the Warriors, all of them on the floor right now, could probably foul out in that last two series.
It could have. This lasts about 3 minutes of action between all those rebounds there and all the blocks here.
Holland with the rebound.
Holland makes the first.
Bennett chefs Dodge into the wall. Holland will have one more.
I really don't think Dotlich wants to muscle with Bennett like that. Could be wrong.
Holland's second free throw good again. He'll come out, and Deshaun will come in. 16-15. Rochester on a 9-0 run here in the second quarter with 3:04 to play in the second period.
Zebras pitching a shutout so far here in the quarter. Done a really good job. And the key is being active, getting deflections, and except for that one monster possession, not too many second shots. But the Winamac didn't score when they had all those second chance points in either.
Jack DeGroot misses his shot, gets a rebound back, he puts it up. Ben Perez going to commit a foul, and that's going to send Jack DeGroot to the line to shoot two for the Warriors.
Ben's first, team seventh. It's as a coach too, especially playing man-to-man, such good base man-to-man defense before the shot goes up. You want to finish those things and not give up those second chance points because, once again, offensive rebounds usually lead towards fouls. But Winamac's got to be thinking there's a lid on this basket this quarter.
Yeah, they've had some good looks, and they just can't get anything to go down, including that free throw. One more coming for DeGroot. He misses his first one. The second one is good this time as it rolls over the front of the rim. 17-15. That breaks the Rochester's 9-0 run. Time ticking away here in the second quarter. Rochester down by 2. Nye with the basketball against DeGroot. To Bennett between the rings behind the arc. Drives it right hard. Jump stop outside to Nye. Nye at the elbow. To Wilson Lee, left side of Deshaun. Feeds down low to Perez. Ball taken away by Smith. Now to Dotlich. Derek Dotlich hesitates. Runs over Bennett. Are we going to have a charge on DeGroot, or is that going to be on Bennett? It will be on Dotlich, I beg your pardon.
That's Dotlich's third foul. That's huge, to say the least.
So that's going to send Coach Johnson to the bench.
So now your two main scorers are on the bench probably the rest of this quarter.
So Maverick Schultz back in for Winamac. And Dowlich, you're right, Tony, will probably be done for the half.
Zebras really have an opportunity here. Got to continue to pound the ball inside if they can. You got Perez and Bennett on the floor. You got Wilson Lee on the floor. You've got some guys that can get inside.
And the ball is tipped away, but right back to Nye, who gives to Perez. His shot's good, and a foul. And Rochester with an opportunity to take the lead here with 2:13 to play in the first half. If Perez can hit this free throw.
Caleb Smith's first, team's 9th. I'll tell you what, Zebras getting a lot of great bounces going their way. It looked like it was going to be a turnover. A little slow getting the ball in the post. It was going to be a turnover. The loose ball comes right back to him. And he feeds the post brilliantly to the little lob pass to Ben, and Ben finishes with the and one. Ben's got 7.
Perez's free throw is good, and Rochester leads 18-17.
Great second quarter by the Zebras. Best quarter we've seen all year by far.
12-2 run right now in this quarter. Schultz on the right wing against Bennett. Outside to Larkin. In the corner to Pugh. Pugh takes right hold to the basket. Pull-up jumper is good. That's great body control by Luke Pugh. And the Winamac Warriors back up 19-18.
Hey, Jordan was in the locker room for a little bit. I wonder if he wasn't getting that ankle looked at on tape because he just did not have that same burst containing that drive on that possession.
Well, he came back with no sock or shoe on. Well, he gets hit hard and no call, loses the basketball. No look pass ahead to DeGroot. Winamac with the basketball going to our right. 92nd of the play in the first half. The Warriors by 1 at 19-18. Pugh directs traffic on the right wing against Reinhold. Takes him to the free throw line. Jump pass outside to DeGroot. DeGroot hesitates in the paint. Pull-up jumper. Good, and a foul. Off the glass, and Zach Deshaun picks up a foul, and that's going to send Jack DeGroot to the line to shoot 1 for the Warriors.
That's going to be Deshaun's first, team's 8th.
Why would anyone want to be an official? DeGroot's free throw is good. Why? You get it from either side, both sides, from both fans.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you don't.
It just Lots of Christmas cards going out this holiday season.
Really? Minute 10 to play, first half, 22-18 Winamac. Reinhold against Pugh. Picks up his dribble right in front of the Winamac bench. Outside to Nye. Nye takes Larkin right. Jump pass is tipped away, but right there is Holland. Alec wide open three, right wing is short. And the defensive rebound to Smith. Smith to Larkin. Ahead to DeGroot. No look pass to Schultz. And then Schultz loses it out of bounds. Back to Rochester it goes with 52 seconds to play in the first half.
Not much lift on that shot from Alec. Big score here for the Zebras. You know, got it to 18-19. Big shot and one attempt by DeGroot there to get it to 22-19. Zebras need a score here to finish off this good quarter they've had to this point.
45 seconds. Perez on the left wing behind the three-point line to Nye. Three straight away from the Zebras is good. Jacob Nye with his first three of the game, and it's 22-21 Winamac.
That was exactly what the doctor ordered there, and especially Nye, as Winamac's going to turn it over for the sixth time this quarter. Travel out front. Nobody's even guarding him, and he shuffled his feet.
Schultz travels, gives the Rochester Zebras the ball back.
Chance to take the lead.
And probably will look for the final shot of the period if I were to guess. 26 seconds to play in the first half. Reinhold just inside the three-point line, gives to Nye high on the right side with 22, back to Reinhold. Jordan a couple of dribbles away from the defense, down to Nye high on the right side with 16. Jacob Nye holds with 14. Bounce pass from the corner to Holland with 12. Alec a couple of dribbles to the middle of the floor with 9. Left side to Reinhold with 7. Jordan crossover dribble with 6. Works into the right side of the floor with 3. Gives to Nye. His shot blocked with 1, and that'll do it. At halftime, Winamac leads 22-21. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI. Going to the third quarter, with the Winamac Warriors leading 22-21, and stays the Zebras will get the basketball first coming out of the locker room.
They will. Chance to score first, and a little bit of a baseball update since the Cubs have really fired up the hot stove. Starlin Castro to the Yankees for Adam Warren.
Is that who you said? Miller?
No, I was thinking Andrew Miller.
Okay, yeah.
It would have been a nice bullpen piece to add, but Warren's kind of an Arietta type project. Young power arm, hasn't really developed yet, and under lots of team control.
Starter?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll start in Iowa?
Probably, I would think, yeah.
Wilson Lee. Holland, Reinhold. I like it.
Yeah.
Ben Perez and Gavin Bennett on the floor for Rochester.
Because notice who's guarding Ben Perez. Dotlich.
Dotlich, yeah.
I would feed Ben Perez early and often right now.
Dotlich, McGee, Larkin, DeGroot, and also Pugh. Quick three for Holland, short, and McGee another rebound. Gives to Dotlich, and he runs to DeGroot, outside to Larkin. Three, right wing is in and out, no good. Gavin Bennett grabs the board, gives to Wilson Lee. Lee on the right wing for Rochester. Lee will go coast to coast. Layup is good off the glass.
Wilson Lee's first 2 points. Nice little move there. Thought he might lead into a charge, but he kind of pulled up off to the side and banked one off the glass for 2.
Yeah, nobody went in front of him, so he noticed that, and he just kept going to the glass. McGee down low against Bennett. Spinner in the lane. He is no good, but a foul coming on Rochester. And Colin McGee will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Warriors.
Foul's going to be on Jordan Reinhold, another big stat. He's got 3 fouls. Team's first of the half. McGee's going to go to the line. Has not shot from the line yet. Got 2 early buckets for foul trouble.
Kyle has his shark towel on the bench. He is not biting on it yet, but maybe soon will be. McGee hits the first free throw. He'll have 1 more for the Warriors. Jerry Tarkanian, in case anybody's wondering. Second one for McGee is in and out, no good. And Perez with the board. Gives to Reinhold. We're tied at 23. 45 seconds going to the third quarter. Lee on the right wing. Lee has the ball stripped away from him. Picks it up near the timeline. Bounce pass right side to Holland. Down low to Bennett. Backs the way in against McGee. Turnaround jumper is blocked. Picked up by Dotlich.
That's the same thing, especially with McGee in foul trouble. I don't think you want to fade away. I think you want to go strong and try to draw that another foul.
DeGroot left wing. 3 is good.
Well, we said DeGroot got that hot hand at the end of the quarter. He's continued. That's a big 3 for the Warriors.
Lee high on the right side. Winamac up 26-23. Bennett out to Holland. Holland drives it to the left elbow. Gives to Reinhold behind the arc on the left wing. Quick 3 for the Zebras is off the mark, no good. And then Perez knocks it out of bounds and go back to the Warriors.
Okay, we played about a minute and a half, had 3-4 possessions. Zebras have yet to get any paint touches for the big guys, and that's with Ben Perez being guarded by Dotlich and 3 fouls.
Minute and a half gone. Dotlich goes to the basket. Jumper in the lane is good. That's a good-looking shot by an athlete right there.
Especially being left-handed is an asset because you're not used to guarding that way, and he can pull up and hit that 10-footer.
Holland for 3. Left wing is good.
Alex, first 3 of the game. He's got 5.
28-26. Larkin around the defense to Groove, straightaway 3. Good again. It's going to be fun as the starts raining 3 stays. Perez down low. Blocked, picked up the loose basketball, and knocked it off the leg of McGee and out of bounds. Will stay with Rochester.
I don't exactly know that the Zebras want to track meet that way, but still like to see them kind of get the ball inside here.
Reinhold gets it in to Holland. Gets it back in the right corner. Jordan holds against Pugh. Top of the key pass to Wilson Lee. Bounce pass left side to Perez. Stands behind the arc in the left wing. Now top to Reinhold. Drives it right hard against Lee, or make that against Pugh. He's fouled on the shot, and Jordan Reinhold will go to the line to shoot 2.
I think we got McGee.
Nope, 20.
Oh, nope. Smith sliding over on the help defense.
Wait a minute. Smith isn't in the game. Smith isn't in the game. If that's 21, that McGee, it will be. Yep.
Oh. That's a big foul. That's going to be McGee, his 3rd. So Dowitch and McGee each have 3. Still the team's first of the half. Jordan going to the free throw line. 2 for 2 so far.
Winamac by 5 right now. 5:40 to play in the 3rd quarter. Reinhold's first one's good. Back into the game is Zach Deshawn for the Zebras. And I think he's going to come in for Reinhold if he makes this one. He will.
Zebras 7 of 8 from the line to this point. That's been a nice offensive weapon for them to have tonight.
Winamac's numbers in the free throw line. Jordan's free throw is good again.
7 for 9 for Winamac.
So Deshawn comes back in, and Jordan Reinhold sits down. And Winamac basketball going to our left. 31-28 Warriors with 5:40 to play in the 3rd. Jack DeGroot will run the point. We'll walk it through the center circle. Now going to our left. He'll be picked up at the volleyball line by Deshawn. Left wing. Crossover dribble. Drives it into the paint. Cut off by the defense. Backdoor pass to Pugh. Loses the handle. Ball saved from going out of bounds by Holland. Picked up by Wilson Lee. Gives back to Alec Holland. Rochester runs to our right. Holland against DeGroot. Right side to Lee. Lee misses Bennett in the paint. Wraparound pass has him on the block. Loses the handle. Right there's Deshawn to pick it up. He misses a shot. And Pugh comes over the back of Deshawn and grabs a rebound and pushes up the 4 for Winamac. Oh, wide open is Dowitch. His jump three-pointer, no good. He gets a rebound. He puts it up, no good, but a foul coming on Winamac as he strips it away from Gavin Bennett. And then he's fouling the putback, and so Derek Dowitch will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Warriors.
Yeah, the Zebras got caught. Fortunately, the first one didn't go in for Dowitch on that 3, and then he gets his own rebound, and unfortunately on the recovery, Bennett with a little nickel dimer.
A wide open 3.
Yeah.
Wide open 3. Dowitch, free throw, good.
Dowitch with 9 points now.
5 of those coming from the stripe.
Yep, perfect 5 of 5.
Derek Dotlich, the 6'3 senior at the line for one more for the Warriors. Second one is good again, and its lead is back to 5 at 33-28. 5 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Rochester the basketball. Holland against DeGroot in the man-to-man defense. To Lee. Lee against Larkin. Dribbles to the middle of the floor. Lob pass to Deshawn. Bounce pass top of the key to Wilson Lee. Right side to Holland. Down low quickly to Bennett. Bennett then watches it go out of bounds. Off his toe. Kind of lackadaisical going to the ball, and then the ball bounced off his toe and then ran out of floor space and goes out of bounds.
Possession is 9/10 of the law and 9/10 of the game of basketball, too. You can't do much without the ball.
Right on. So Wilson Lee and Alec Holland comes out. Jacob Nye and A.J. Knotts back in. Tony Stasiak, I'm David Musselman. 4:35 to play in the 3rd quarter. Winamac up by 5 at 33-28. Dowitch, wide open 3 again. Good. Good looking shot by the big man. I didn't ask Coach Johnson in our pregame if anybody was looking at him, but they should be.
I think so.
Deshawn down to the block against a double team. Ball stripped away. It's loose. It's going to be out of bounds. Last touched by Winamac. It'll stay with Rochester right in front of their own bench. A.J. Knotts will trigger it in. Knotts looking. Gets it in to Gavin Bennett. Bennett has his pass taken away by Dotledge. Dotledge right side of the floor. Will go all the way to the basket. He's going to be fouled on the shot. And Jacob Nye going to pick up the block, and that's going to send Dotledge back to the line to shoot two.
Nye was looking for the charge, which you have to do to draw that, but just a step late, half step late maybe. Nye's first, team second. Dotledge has heated up this half. He now has, he's got 7 pending this free throw. 8 for the quarter, 14 for the game.
McGee comes out of the game, and Smith back in for the Warriors. Second one for Dotledge is good again.
15 for Dotledge. No surprise, it is as he has heated up. The Warriors have gapped it to a 10-point lead.
What's Dotledge have?
15.
So Rochester the basketball going to our right. A.J. Knotts with the basketball, drives it right, spin move now in the lane, kicks it out to Jacob Nye, sees it going out of bounds, and he does not actually. Loses it out of bounds, tough pass to handle, and it's going to go back to Winamac with 3:57 to play in the third quarter. Winamac now back by 10.
Turnover bugaboo, as we saw in the first quarter, has reared its ugly head. Zebras have 4 turnovers in the first 4 minutes of this quarter.
How many of those unforced? I mean, really?
Probably only 1.
Dotledge, 3, nope. Rebound for Larkin and Winamac. Jump pass down low to Smith. Smith in the lane, and he's going to travel, I think. Nope, we're going to have a foul before the shot.
That was a great look by Calvin Larkin. He got an offensive rebound instead of going up. He just dropped it off at the doorstep and creating a scoring opportunity there as Jacob Nye picks up his second.
38-28 Winamac. 3:45 to play in the third. Lob pass comes into Dotledge. Dotledge in the corner to DeGroot. Jack DeGroot a couple of dribbles. Crossover dribble goes to the baseline. Now back to Dotledge. In the paint. Ball loose. Scramble for it. Gets it out to DeGroot. 3 left wing. Good!
DeGroot's third 3 of the quarter. He also now has 15 to join Dotledge.
Rochester wants a 30-second timeout. The Warriors lead by 13. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI. To play in the third quarter. Rochester now down by 13 at 41-28.
Zebras have already given them 19 points, and there's still 3:10 left to go in this quarter.
Boy, as good as that second quarter was, came out kind of flat to start the third. Knotts outside to Nye. Nye a couple of dribbles. Goes to the baseline against a double team out to Knotts. AJ 15 feet away from the basket and throws it right into the hands of Pugh. Pugh goes in for the right-handed layup. Blocked from behind by Reinhold, and out of bounds. It'll stay with Winamac. I think Pugh might have had thoughts of maybe dunking that thing and then decided to go to the right side of the lane for the right-handed layup, and that gave time for Reinhold to catch up. Schultz, wide open 3, left side short. Rebound by Pugh for Winamac. Schultz quickly to DeGroot on the right wing. Jack DeGroot, top of the key to Pugh. 2:45 to play in the third quarter. Now to DeGroot. Wilson Lee will come back at the next dead ball. DeGroot against Reinhold. Left elbow jumper is good. Boy, he is smooth.
Yep, 17.
43-28. Dots high on the right side. Left side of Reinhold. Jordan at the free throw line. Step back jumper over Pugh is no good. And Maverick Schultz with the rebound. Bounce pass to Dotledge. Derek Dowlich runs for Winamac. Middle of the floor, kicks it out to DeGroot. Fakes a three, steps inside the three-point line. 15-footers off the mark. Offensive rebound for DeGroot. The putback is no good. But Nye's going to pick up the foul, and Derek Dowlich will go back to the line to shoot two for the Warriors.
And they're getting extra possessions, all these offensive rebounds. Zebras, we've seen them do a great job on the offense or defensive board tonight. In this quarter, that's also added to their problems, is they're just not getting the blockouts there, and the Warriors are just pounding the boards and being relentless and getting lots of extra opportunities.
Without McGee, free throw by Dowlich is good. I guess that's one thing that maybe concerns me a little bit was, their big man on the bench for majority of this third quarter, and yet we haven't looked into the paint to Perez, who had a big first quarter for us, or Gavin Bennett. Has he scored yet tonight, Bennett?
No. And, once again, as we've seen with the Zebras, a lot of times they get down and they get back to quick offense. Like they think they've got to get it back in a hurry, and they've gotten completely away from the inside game, and the outside shots aren't falling like they once were either.
Holland dribbles away from the defense, pull a 15-foot off the window, no good. And the rebound to Pugh, who gives to Dowlich. Winamac runs, no good pass to Smith. Smith over A.J. Knotts, high off the glass and goes in. 47-28. And Coach Reinhold will have to use a 60-second timeout. You're listening to high school basketball, 92.1 WROI. Play in the third quarter, and the Winamac lead is all of a sudden out to 19 at 47-28. Rochester after their timeout of the basketball. Tony Stasiak, I'm David Musselman.
See how the Zebras respond these last two timeouts. Have been pretty animated, but rightly so. The defense isn't there. The offense is kind of falling apart. Zebras played so well, and it's just kind of snowballed downhill the wrong way.
Dowlich has had a huge third quarter for the Warriors.
Yes, he has.
Lee with the basketball against Larkin, outside to Holland, down low to Perez, backs his way against Schultz, then has his pass stolen by DeGroot.
By the way, 6 turnovers for the Zebras this quarter too.
65 seconds to play in the third, and DeGroot's pass is knocked out of bounds by Wilson Lee. Gavin Bennett will come back into the game, and Coach Johnson looks at Bennett, looks at McGee, decides against that. Perez comes out.
You might afford to give him a rest here last minute. I mean, you're with this lead that affords you the opportunity to rest him a little bit, bring him out the start of the fourth.
Yep. 63 seconds to play for third quarter. Winamac up 47-28. Pugh against Lee. Middle of the floor, right in the center circle. Bounce pass high on the right side to Larkin. 50 seconds to play in the third. Now to DeGroot. DeGroot high on the right side pass to Pugh. 40 seconds. Now Larkin holds against Knotts. Rochester in the man-to-man defense to Schultz. Back to Larkin with 35. Near the timeline to Pugh with 32. Now to DeGroot with 30. Works against Alec Holland. Bounce pass to Larkin. 27 seconds. Larkin against Knotts. Backs away from the defense. And his pass is almost knocked out of bounds. It should stay over and back. It will be. Wilson Lee forced that turnover. Rochester going to get it back with 20 seconds to play in the third. I think that Wilson Lee got a hand in it. I'm surprised that Pugh tried to save that from right out of bounds.
Yeah, he must just not have been aware. Maybe didn't see clearly. Wasn't sure that he did get a hand on it.
A.J. Knotts comes out. Ben Perez back in. Lee looks to get it in. Does so to Reinhold with 20. Jordan through the center circle with 17. Works to the left side of the floor with 15. Works against Pugh. Bounce pass middle of the floor to Holland with 13. Alec Holland behind his back dribble with 9. Now at the volleyball line with 7. Works the middle of the floor with 5. Out to Lee with 4. Wilson Lee bounce pass is stolen by Smith. Smith, half quarter at the buzzer. Good! After 3, Winamac leads 50-28. You're listening to high school basketball, 92.1 WROI. Fourth and final quarter. If the third quarter wasn't bad enough, Smith buries a half quarter at the buzzer to put the Warriors up 50-28.
Yeah, and Dowledge got rolling. He's got 19. 13 of those came in the third quarter.
And the Warriors
15. Sorry.
That's all right. Smith has 3.
Yeah. No, Smith has 5. He had 5 that quarter.
Smith behind the arc on the right wing. McGee back into the game for the Warriors. Pugh with the basketball against Wilson Lee. Passes to DeGroot.
That was a 28-6 quarter for the Warriors.
Jack DeGroot underhand pass to McGee. McGee with 3 fouls. Gives him the baseline to Pugh. Outside to Dotlich. Dotlich right elbow. Back outside to Pugh. Dribbles the baseline. And Wilson Lee going to be called on the blocking foul. It'll be the 6th foul for Rochester, and Winamac will be shooting from here on out. Here's what's more impressive, Stays, is we've played 8.5 minutes in the second half, and Winamac only has 1 team foul.
Yeah, they've gotten that under control, and, Zebras haven't put the ball inside, though. I don't think we had a single post feed the entire third quarter, so you're not going to draw fouls if you're passing on the perimeter and shooting jumpers.
McGee misses his shot. Perez grabs the board, gives to Holland. To Wilson Lee. Fakes a shot outside of Reinhold. Jordan bounce pass to Holland on the right side. Top of the key to Wilson Lee. Drives to the right elbow. Baseline to Perez. 10-footer right side is good. Then Perez with 2 more.
Then with a scoreless, of course, easy to be scoreless when you score 6 points, but like we said, nothing inside. He's got 10 points.
Smith puts it in from 20 feet.
Is that a 3?
2. 52-30. And the entry pass by Holland is knocked out of bounds by Smith. It'll stay with Rochester baseline left with 6:52 to play in the game. Winamac up 52-30.
Ben in double figures with 10. Jordan Reinhold in double figures with 10.
That's 3 games in a row, Stace.
Yep. Sounds pretty consistent to me.
Yep. Perez gets the inbounds pass from Reinhold. Out of Holland, near side to Bennett. Gavin gives to Reinhold in the paint. Rises up. Shot good and a foul. McGee.
Foul's going to be on Pugh, his second. Team second.
At the line, shooting 1, Reinhold.
Jordan, as we said, has 12 now. He's 4 for 4 from the line.
Free throw for Reinhold is good. And it's 52-33. Dotledge with the basketball. Works against Reinhold. Gets a pick from McGee. Goes all the way to the basket. Shot's good and a foul.
Just too strong, he can't get away with a little bit of a bump, that's a strong-looking kid, especially from the left hand. Those cheap nickel dimers aren't going to stop the and ones as he's getting that full head of steam going to the rim.
Good McGee screen.
Yeah, help that. Dotlich now is 21, 22 if he makes this one.
Free throw for the big man is good. I think he's perfect from the line, yes? Dotlich.
Yeah, 11 for 11.
22-point game. or lead, I should say, for Winamac right now, 55-33. Reinhold almost has the ball stolen. Holland gets it back to Wilson Lee. Lee on the left wing. Baseline pass to Bennett. Bennett wraparound pass to Perez. Loses the handle. Picked up by Pugh. Gives the head to McGee. Now to Dowledge. Dowledge back to McGee. To DeGroot, and he puts it in for 2. And now we're going to have Pugh and Perez down. Both of them shaking their head, getting up. I think Pugh took it to the back of his head, and Perez.
I think it's his back, maybe. I think looked like he was kind of gripping his back.
Well, the pass down here, Dowledge jumps up to lay it in, flips it back behind him. I think it was intended for McGee. McGee watches it go right through his hands, but right there is DeGroot to pick it up and put it in for 2.
That's why you keep following the play. You know, don't watch the play. Be in the play and hustle, and you never know. Ball may find you. And usually good things happen. And the more you hustle, it's funny how more good things happen to you the more you hustle.
Holland, no look pass in to Reinhold. He works against Pugh in the backcourt. 6 minutes to play in the game. 57-33 Winamac. Reinhold through the center circle. Man-to-man defense by the Warriors. Lee has it left wing. Works against Dowledge. That's exactly what you said in the halftime show, Stays. That's probably what's going to happen to keep Dowledge in the game. Or a better chance of keeping Dowledge in the game.
Right, and he hasn't picked up a foul all this half.
Bennett for 3 over McGee. Short. Goes out of bounds. And it's going to go back to, you know what? Why not? And next time he gets the ball out there, he's going to shot fake. Because McGee's going to be in the air, he's going to go to the basket.
Yeah, and if you're going to shoot threes, we're going to put Utter in. Utter's going to get his chance, I guess, here. Well-deserved chance, I think. Some extended time here with 5:41 left in the fourth. Yep. Not just 1 or 2 token minutes here. Utter's going to come in. Wilson Lee's going to sit down. Gavin Bennett's going to sit down. Who came in with Utter?
I think not.
AJ? Okay.
5:35 to play, and Rochester in the man-to-man press. DeGroot yet to cross the timeline. Finally does. Works to the left side, out the free throw line. Outside to Smith. 15-footer is short. Rebound to Knotts. He rips and runs. Knotts behind his back, and he'll slow up now. A set-up shot for Rochester with 5:20 to play in the game. 57-33. 3 for Holland on the way is no good, but a foul coming on DeGroot on the shot. That's going to send Alec Holland to the line to shoot 3 for the Zebras.
His first, team's third. Alec going to go to the line. He has 5 points. He's got 3 and 2 for 2 from the line.
Holland with 3. 5:17 to play in the game. Winamac by 24 here at Rochester High School. Hey, don't forget our next broadcast will be Saturday night as the Rochester Lady Zebras travel to Wabash to battle the Lady Apaches. Has a 6:15 JV tip, 7:45 varsity tip, and about a 7:30 pregame show here on WROI. We're off Friday.
That's weird. Both boys and girls, yeah.
Holland misses the second free throw. Made the first one. He'll have one more.
I'm guessing Logansport guys play Friday, which is why.
Oh, yeah. And that's who the Rochester guys have Saturday night.
Unfortunately, we have boys and girls playing at the same time on the same day, Saturday.
I think that's the last time that happens this year, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Well, they do play on the same day. We play North Miami in the afternoon. I think the guys
night game.
Yeah, Lewis Cass.
Right.
Holland hits 2 of 3. He comes out. Jacob Nye comes in. 5:17 to play in the game. 57-35 Winamac.
Zebra's going to try to pick up some pressure here. If nothing else, get some looks on tape. Looks like they're going man-to-man pressure here. Haven't seen too much of this yet this year.
Dotledge clears out. Gets a pick from McGee. Top of the key. Now backs it out to the volleyball line. Picks it up. Gives to Larkin on the left wing. It works against Nye. Larkin right elbow to Pugh. Under 5 to play in the game. Winamac by 22. Pugh. Outside to Dotledge, right in front of Coach Johnson. Dotledge drives it right in the paint, and he's going to be fouled going to the basket by, is that going to be Jordan? Is that going to be 4?
Hand check again.
And Dotledge will go to the line to shoot 1 and the bonus for the Warriors.
Jordan's 4. Team's 8th.
4:47 to play in the game, 57-35 Winamac, and Dotledge at the line for 1 in the bonus. As Maverick Schultz will come back in, as will Alec Holland. Schultz will replace Smith. Holland will replace Knotts.
Another hot stove. Hot stove's on fire tonight.
Yeah.
Shelby Miller going to the Diamondbacks. She spent over $200 million for Grinke, and then you're giving up probably at least your 2 top prospects to get Shelby Miller. That arms race out west. I think Smarster gets 5 years, $90 million from the Giants.
I don't get that.
Boy, it's interesting. I'm glad they're all out west. I like what the Cubs are doing. Cubs are getting good value and not having to give up prospects. And
well, you knew it was going to happen. With Theo in there, you knew it was going to happen eventually.
Yep.
Second one by Dotlich is good again.
Still hoping Jason Hayward comes to the north side. I'd really like that. Weaken the Cardinals and strengthen the Cubs.
60-35. No, 59-35. Has his pass knocked out of bounds. Actually, they're still going to say he was the last one to touch it before it goes out of bounds. And Winamac going to get it back with 4:36 to play in the game.
He was going to go back to this man-to-man press. Some more token. They weren't really aggressively trapping. They're not guarding an inbounder. Now they're going to pull it back. And, yeah, just some soft token man-to-man pressure.
Schultz high on the left side against Holland. Oh, not a Pugh. Right side to Larkin. No look pass to McGee on the paint. McGee rises up. His shot in the lane is good. Colin McGee with 2 more, and it's 61-35.
McGee has 7. Quiet second and third quarter.
Yep. Well, foul trouble.
Yeah, that'll do it to you.
Well,
right hook where you're sitting down.
Yeah, right. Schultz with the rebound, gives to Dotlich. Under 4 to play in the game. 61-35, Winamac. McGee around Perez. Layup no good. The put back by Dotlich is good.
Rebound basket, number 0, Dotlich.
28-point lead for the Warriors with 3:40 to play in the game.
26 for Dotlich.
Holland in the paint to Perez. Turnaround jumper's blocked by McGee. And Larkin grabs the board. Larkin left side of the floor, and he's going to be called for a carry.
I would say Winamac's at least got a dozen blocks. And that's conservative, maybe.
I would say that's probably right.
I mean, and it's been multiple players. It's not all just McGee. I mean, their guards are getting block shots.
Deshaun back into the game, and Austin Utter will come out. The group comes back in for Winamac, and Pugh comes out. 3:28 to play in the game. 63-35 Winamac. And it'll be Rochester basketball. Reinhold to bring it up the floor. The group picks him up at the volleyball line. He works to the right wing. Right wing pass to Holland. Holland low to the top of the defense to Deshaun. Deshaun's 3 over to is no good. Offensive rebound by Perez. The putback's good. A foul.
And one. Nice job, Benjamin. 12-point. Taking it strong against Mr. McGee.
21.
I like it.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Going strong, aggressive, fouling shots. Like you said, 3 games in a row, double figures for Ben.
Perez's free throw is no good. Schultz with the rebound. Wrap around pass to Dotlich. Dotlich will jog it up the floor. 3 minutes to play in the game. 63-37 Winamac. Schultz backs it out to the volleyball line against Holland. Ball's loose on the floor, and now we're going to have a reach-in foul on Wilson against Wilson. Yeah. And that's going to send Larkin to the line to shoot free throws.
Yep. Winamac shooting the rest of the way as that's the 9th Zebra team foul, second on Wilson Lee.
For the Warriors, number 5, Larkin.
Again, next game for the Rochester guys will be Saturday night at home against the Logan Sport Berries. I don't know if that's a 6 or 6:30 start. The Rochester Lady Zebras in action Saturday night at Wabash in conference play. Free throw short. Deshaun to the rebound. Deshaun runs up the floor. On the right wing, gives it out to Reinhold. Left side to Lee. Bounce pass to Perez. Then, one dribble to Deshaun near the volleyball line. To Lee to Holland. 3 is off the front of the rim and off the back of the rim. No good. McGee with another rebound. Gives off to Dowdge, who gives to DeGroot. Crossover dribble against Holland. Cut off on the baseline. Ball loose on the floor. They're going to say last touch by DeGroot is going to go back to Rochester.
Here's a stat for you. Shared with girls today. We have yet to win at Wabash since they've joined the TRC, which is the first time we played them. So I guess you can say we've never won at Wabash. We've played there 3 times. Now the last time should have been 4 times, but the last time water pipes broke. So we ended up playing that game in Northfield 2 years ago. Remember that one?
I do remember that.
So yeah, 0 for 3 on the Lady Apache floor since they've joined the TRC.
Well, let's stop that right now.
Yeah.
Knocked that off.
You know how I feel about losing streaks.
The long shot is no good by
Yeah,
the
good
group,
call.
but
Good call.
Schultz is going to be called for the hook.
Yeah, called him on the hook on the arm. It's going to be his third. Pretty obvious there with the referee right in front of you.
These kids are big.
Well, you know, Winamac's had a decent football team, needless to say, and that carries over. Once again, this is a school that has a lot of football players that also play basketball, and I think it's helping both programs.
Derek Dotlich is done. Colin McGee is done. 2 minutes to play in the game at 63-37. Reinhold runs the point against Larkin in the man-to-man defense. Radebush comes in for Winamac. Also, Brody Brum for the Warriors. Reinhold drives it to the left elbow. Kicks it out to Gavin Bennett. Bennett to Holland. 3, right wing, good.
3 more Holland.
63-40. 100 seconds to play.
Alex in double figures with 10 after that 3.
3 for Brum. No good. Reinhold skies for the board and grabs it over Bennett. The Holland on the right wing. No look to Bennett. Left side to Deshaun. Drives the left baseline. Throws up a jumper. It's good off the glass. Timeout Rochester. It'll be a 60. I'm sorry, it'll be a 30. You're listening to Zebra Basketball, 92.1 WROI. Basketball game. Winamac leads 63-42. Stage, you have scores from around the area?
Yeah, and boys action into the third quarter. Culver 58, North Miami 29.
Say it again.
Culver 58, North Miami 28. End of the third quarter. That's a boys game. Pacers are getting rolled by the Warriors.
At home.
Yeah. And Valpass is down. I don't know if you know this. Brady Brum is Kyle Johnson's nephew. Did you know that little factoid?
I did know that.
Did you?
Yeah. There's like 1,000 dilts over there. They're all related. Minute 7. 63-42. Winamac with the lead. Schultz against the man-to-man defense. Gives off to Brum. Baseline pass to Schultz. Schultz around the defense. Armengol to Schultz. Wraparound pass down low, intended for Dunn, taken away by the Zebras with 40 seconds. Winamac going to move to 2-1. Rochester going to fall to 0-4. Deshaun goes hard to the basket, fouled on the way there before the shot. Going to be out of bounds to the Zebras with 31 seconds to play in the game.
Warrior foul. 24.
Carson Radebush picks up the foul. Out of bounds to the Zebras baseline left. Deshaun will look to trigger it in. Zach looking. Lobs in and over the defense to Reinhold. Top of the key to Nye. Nye drives it right. Oh, we're going to have a foul?
Thought he split that pretty openly. And
I did too.
thought that'd be a play on with 26 seconds to go and a 20-point game.
Yeah. So Jacob Nye will go to the line to shoot one in the bonus for the Zebras with 26.7 to play in the basketball game. Brad and I will have Saturday night's game for you. Nice first free throw is good for Rochester.
His 4th point. Like I said, hopefully that 3 he hit in the second quarter kind of gets him going a little bit. Shown himself last couple years on JV, at least last year, to be a decent outside shooter.
Second one for Nye is good again. 5. Knotts comes in. Jordan Reinhold's done for the night.
Yep, if his ankle's a little gimpy, you don't need to risk it now with 26 seconds to go. Same with Alec Holland, those guys getting some rest here heading into Saturday night.
Schultz across the timeline with 20. Works against Bennett. Bounce pass to Brumman on the near side. Wrap around pass down low to Dunn. Dunn loses the handle. Gets it to Knotts. Knotts with the basketball with 7 to Nye. 3 on the way is no good, but a foul coming on Winamac, and that's going to, Jacob Nye will shoot 3 free throws with 4.8 to play in the game.
Number 4.
Foul, oh my God. With the foul.
He can make these 3. Now I can get to 8 points. As I'm guessing to say he's already got a career varsity high here with 5.
Nye has 2. Nye has 3. First one for the juniors, good. After the second free throw here, Austin Utter will come in back into the game. Nye highs the second one, lets it fly. Good again. Wilson Lee is done.
Zebras are 15 of 18 from the free throw line. Another thing to build on. 15 of 18 and still one more shot to go here.
Second one for Nye is good again.
16 of 19, we'll take that.
3
Volume
seconds.
and percentage, those are both good.
2 seconds and that'll do it. Half quarter at the buzzer is no good. 63-47 the final. The postgame show coming up next, 92.1 WROI.